Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a comparison between these two Ninja single serve pods and grounds coffee makers. So they look very similar, they have a lot in common, but the one on the right has a built-in milk frother. The one on the left does not have that built-in milk frother. Typically they take certain features away and they kind of lower the price. So the one on the left is at Walmart for $99. It might be sold at other places, but it's model number PB040. The one on the right is on Amazon, and this is the one on the Ninja website also. It retails for $130, but right now it is on sale for $99. So right now these are the same price. Its model number is PB051. So this is a really nice coffee maker, and I'm going to go over some of the features, but first let's talk about the differences. Again, no built-in milk frother. This thing stores out of the way. Does really good job frothing milk, and cleanup is just so easy. You take this off, throw this in the dishwasher, put it back, and you're ready to go. Okay, so they also took away a brew style. So they call this the specialty coffee maker because it has a specialty brew, which is 4 ounces. We don't have this. We have classic rich over ice, just like this one. But this one does not have the specialty brew. Now the specialty brew is if you want to make a cappuccino and latte and use that milk frother, you brew a really concentrated 4-ounce coffee, which mimics an espresso. You don't have this feature on this one. Now everything else about these coffee makers is the same. We can brew a K-cup up here with a single serve right here, or we can use the pods, we can use the basket here and use our own coffee grounds. Both these coffee makers have that function. Okay, so first I'm going to brew some coffee in this one right here. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you the specialty brew and the milk frother on this one. So with this coffee maker, we can make so many different drinks. We can use a K-cup or regular coffee like you brew in a coffee maker. Around back, we do have this water reservoir. I love that the water reservoir is removable. I can take this over the sink, fill it up, or rinse it out really good. Up here, we've got this, we're going to lift this latch up right here. We got a single needle. We can put a K-cup in here like this, and it's got a single needle on the bottom. But we can also, when we want to brew with just coffee, we've got this brew basket down here. There's this nice little storage compartment here. So all I got to do is take out the K-cup adapter. This brew basket here, this always stays in. But now we'll just put the brew basket in. The single needle is how the water is going to get into the brew basket. You're going to close the lid. And we can do like into large travel mugs or just a single serve cup of coffee with the brew basket. It even has this little nice onboard storage for the scoop, and the scoop kind of tells you some estimates on how much coffee to use. So we have this really nice screen up here. We've got a power button. Now the screen is either going to show a coffee bean or a K-cup, depending on what you have. Right now I have the brew basket installed. If I take this out and put the K-cup adapter in, the screen is going to change. We lose some functionality. Basically, you can only do a 6, 8, 10, or 12. I can do a classic, rich, or over ice. But the minute I put the other brew basket in, close this, now I can do all the way up to a 24 ounce. I can do classic, rich, over ice, and again, the coffee bean is lit. Okay, so in my opinion, where this coffee maker really shines is this brew basket. This brew basket is really big. We can fill it up with lots of coffee. There's the brew head, and then this coffee scoop. But there's a little chart in here to show you how much coffee this can actually hold. And why I like this brew basket so much is, so K-cup, there can only be 2 tablespoons in a K-cup. Now, K-cups are very nice. They taste really good, but you're kind of limited to 8 ounces of coffee. Now, you can brew a 10. 10's a little watered down for me. 6 is a little too strong. 8 ounces is just perfect. But you can't fit any more than 2 tablespoons in a K-cup. But this fitting in that same spot, you can hold a lot more coffee. Now it says it can hold up to 7 of these scoops. The scoop is a tablespoon. So we can put up to 7 tablespoons of coffee in this. That's how you can brew 24 ounces. And again, to me, this is where this coffee maker really shines. You know, K-cups, typically 8 ounces. But with that brew basket, I can brew anywhere from 6 ounces to 24 ounces. That means I can put a 24-ounce travel mug underneath here, and the coffee's actually going to taste really good because it's the proper strength. That's a pretty remarkable feature. And again, this is like a metal mesh filter. Again, you are going to get some sediment in your coffee because you cannot put a paper filter in here. But this, you will not get coffee grounds. You'll just get a little bit of sediment in your coffee. There is the max fill line right there, so you're going to fill it up with coffee and put it in there. Okay, so let's just brew a standard K-Cup. Put it in, close the lid. It's already on. We're not going to do over ice. We're going to do classic. We want 8 ounce, and you simply just hit the brew button. You have a status bar to let you know where it is in the brew. And in less, you're going to have a cup of coffee in less than a minute. It starts brewing almost as soon as you press the brew button. And you have a really hot cup of coffee, so be careful. Now the display is nice and steady in real life, but there's the status bar going across, and you're finishing up your coffee. And at the end, it does blow like a gush of air through it to kind of clean out the K-Cup. And it does beep at us to let us know it's done. I've been drinking the coffee out of here. It tastes really good. Again, but you're just kind of limited to 8 ounces, which is kind of like a standard coffee cup. Lift this up, we can see there's the top and the bottom. It pierced a hole. I don't have any coffee grounds around, so no coffee grounds are getting into the coffee. Okay, let's brew an over ice. Now the over ice function on this, it doesn't brew as much coffee. So when I go to over ice, whatever I have selected here, 6, 8, 10, or 12, it brews half that amount. So if I want an 8 ounce, it's going to brew 4 ounces through that K-Cup, and it's going to melt the ice, and that's the proper dilution for an over ice. But I could go up to 10 ounces or 12 ounces. 12 ounces, it's going to brew 6 ounces through that coffee K-Cup. But again, here's another nice feature. Everything that I'm doing here, even for an iced coffee, I can do with coffee grounds. I don't have to use a K-Cup for iced coffee. And when I put this in, I can brew larger sizes of iced coffee. So now when I do iced coffee, I can go all the way up to 24. Now you'll have to have a pretty big tumbler full of ice because you're going to get 12 ounces of coffee. A lot of ice is going to melt, but it should be the proper dilution. Yeah. And again, over ice. Again, I can even do the smaller ones. And again, I just don't have to put as much coffee in there in this permanent filter. So I can use this machine without any K-Cups at all, or I can use it with a combination K-Cups for some things, and then coffee grounds for some things. Okay, let's do an over ice with a coffee K-Cup. Now, you don't have to use these cold coffee K-Cups. They do taste a little bit better, but you can use any standard coffee K-Cup. Put it in. I've got over ice selected. Let's go down. I like mine on 6 or 8. Let's do 8. It's going to brew 4 ounces through there. Hit the brew button. And again, it does start brewing right away. Now, what's nice about the over ice, it's going to brew a little bit and pause. It kind of is wanting to extract more flavor out of that K-Cup. And it does the same if you're using this grounds. It's going to pause a little bit, let the coffee bloom, and then continue the brew. Now again, be careful. That water coming out is hot. The ice is going to melt. About 166. And it even does a second pause. So it makes you think that it's done, but it's not done. And then it finishes up. Now, you can drink it like this. That's really bitter to me. I add milk and sugar, a syrup, and this tastes really good. I like to add about 2 tablespoons of syrup. I'm adding some French vanilla. It's about 4 or 5 pumps. And I've really been liking chocolate milk lately. Let's add some chocolate milk. Let's stir that really good. That's a nice, refreshing iced coffee. I could add a little bit more ice, but that's perfect for me. Wow, that tastes really, really good. Okay, let's brew into a travel mug. You know, a standard travel mug is about 16 ounces. That's exactly what this one is. So I'm going to brew 14 ounces into it. I'm going to put about 4 tablespoons or 4 scoops into the filter. Okay, here I've got my filter, got my scoop. Again, so simple. again, there you go. Now we're going to come up here, take the pot adapter out, put the filter in. Okay, make sure the lid's closed. Close this. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to make sure I select. Let's do a rich. And let's do, what did I say? 14 ounces. Now the neat thing about this drip tray is you can position it at different spots, but you can also remove it for a really large travel mug. 8 inches. Okay, travel mug's installed. Hit the brew button. Again, it starts brewing right away. But it is going to pause. So since I'm doing that rich brew, it's going to try to extract more flavor out of the coffee. So it'll brew some hot water into the coffee and then it pauses. Then it's going to pick back up again. Yeah, that's a pretty good pause. That's about a 15-second pause. And now it's starting to brew some more. I'm going to have some more iced coffee. Wow, that's really good. Again, be careful. This is going to fill your mug up, your travel mug up with some really hot coffee. 192, 194. So again, here we've got another pause coming up. But what I really like is, so, brewing into a travel mug, getting the proper strength, you do have to have quite a large brew basket, which this one does. And you just can never really get that from a K-cup. Again, 2 tablespoons of coffee. And this brew takes about 1 minute and 20 seconds to complete. Okay, so it's finishing up. And when it's all said and done, that travel mug has some 184 degree coffee in it. So that's going to stay warm a long time. Okay, so we're all done. Let's lift this up. Let's see how the brew basket did. Again, this brew basket always stays in, but here is the filter basket. Yeah, let's just be careful. This is really, really hot. So there's how it did. Okay, so this one with the frother can do everything that I did on this one. Again, a nice cup of coffee, really great tasting iced coffee, a big travel mug. Now let's make a latte or a cappuccino using the specialty brew. And again, with the specialty brew, the K-cups are really nice for that because it's got 2 tablespoons of coffee in it and it's going to run 4 ounces of water through it. That's a really nice concentrated coffee, which is just right. I could use my own coffee grounds. I could use that reusable filter if I don't have a K-cup. And you can kind of get away with a specialty brew, even on this one, even though this one doesn't have the milk frother or the specialty brew. If you do an over ice and a 6 ounce, that's 3 ounces through a coffee K-cup. That's pretty much mimicking it. And if you had your own milk frother, you could get away with doing a specialty brew on this one. But this one does have a very specific brew that says specialty brew, 4 ounce. Okay, so let's make a latte with the specialty brewer now. First, this is whole milk. I got to warm it up in the microwave for about a minute, and then we're going to froth it. And then we're going to brew our specialty brew into it. So we got to put it in the microwave. Okay, so it doesn't take quite a minute. It's heated up pretty good. Okay, so let's use the milk frother now. Just kind of hold it right below the surface. The milk's going to kind of rise in the cup and then just kind of keep lowering the cup. And you have to do this not quite a minute, but you're going to get lots of nice foam on top. All right, that's a really nice frother. All right, I'm going to let up, put my drink here. Now let's use a K-cup. Now you can do a specialty brew, but I'm going to show you a little trick. Specialty brew is 4 ounces. I still think that's a little too much. I'm going to do it over ice, 6 ounces. That's going to be 3 ounces through a coffee K-cup, which that's a really, really concentrated coffee now. Again, I could have done the specialty brew. It would be 4 ounces, but I like a really concentrated coffee that kind of mimics an espresso shot. And it pauses to kind of extract more flavor out of it. And again, I can do the same brew over here. I just don't have a milk frother. Yeah, see all the foam that milk frother added? And again, if you added 4 ounces, it would just be a little bit more coffee. Okay, so at this point, I just need to add a little sugar, a little syrup. I've already got my milk in there. About 2 tablespoons again. It's about 4 or 5 pumps. So there's the K-Cup I used. I used a salted caramel mocha K-Cup too, but that's just flavored coffee. It's still really bitter. So now let's stir that up. Again, this is a hot drink, so be careful. Oh, we got some nice foam on top. Wow. All right, let's taste test that. Wow, that's a nice hot drink. That tastes really good. I'm so impressed with this Ninja coffee maker. I'm very impressed with this coffee. This is probably going to be in the running up, or maybe the coffee maker of the year for me. Very, very impressed with this. I'm super excited about the Ninja product. I think they're really innovating their products. I think they're really, they are releasing, I think they released 2 coffee makers this year. I got the other coffee maker. It's a standard coffee maker, but it also has some really nice features too that are competing with the dual brew. So with this coffee maker, you lose, it doesn't have a clock. You don't have auto brew. It's not going to brew a full pot of coffee, but it comes pretty close. Those big travel mugs, it's not a full 12-cup pot of coffee, but it's going to brew a really big travel mug fast. And the specialty drinks, man, iced coffee tasted absolutely delicious. I love that this one is on sale for $99. Normally it retails for around $130, which, yeah, that's okay, but I do like to see this on sale. This one is $99 at Walmart. Again, it's without the milk frother. It might be sold at other places. Again, I haven't really figured how they do this. I think they just remove a couple things and then they sell it only at Walmart. This might show up on Amazon eventually. Sometimes that happens. But right now, this is the only one that's on Amazon. I'm excited to try some of my own coffee. So Friday, 2 more days, we're going to go down to St. Louis and we're actually going to do our very first taste testing with the coffee. Be sure and check out my Instagram. I'll be posting some videos of us down there, kind of having fun, tasting coffee and the coffee journey. So this coffee brand, Just a Dad Coffee, it's going to be a journey that I've never been on. And I want to take everybody along with me. I've got a lot to learn, and it's just going to be a great learning experience for a lot of people. And the goal of this coffee journey is, eventually, I'm going to do some taste testing, brand my coffee, and I'm going to have coffee for sale. And I've really been thinking a lot about this coffee for sale. It's going to be simple. The words that come to mind is I want to make coffee making simple. That's been pretty much how my channel got started. That's pretty much what my reviews are kind of like. I'm showing you a coffee maker. I want to make making coffee as simple as possible for you. And it's going to be making simply coffee good tastes good. And again, if black coffee is really bitter to you, iced coffee is a way to go. This latte is a way to go. You're going to get the caffeine in it, but you're also, the milk and the sugar, it's not the best for you, but it's going to take away the bitterness of it. So underneath the video, if you could get the thumbs up, that really helps out my YouTube channel. Also hit the subscribe button. I do have a TikTok page. I have an Instagram page. And I do have a Facebook page. I'm thinking of starting a Facebook group. I really do appreciate everybody's support. Again, if you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Here comes Miss Fiona. She's wanting a treat. Liking these bacon flavored ones.